Nova Scotia-based Ucore Rare Metals is a development stage company focused on rare earths. Now, it has a project in Alaska, but the company hopes to add to its U.S. operations, and it wants to start production of a rare earth processing plant in Louisiana by next May. Let's get more from Pat Ryan, CEO of Ucore Rare Metals. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, Pat. You got your degree from Dalhousie. You spent many years in the automotive industry. What got you into rare earths?
Well, automotive obviously has very complex supply chains, and as my career went on in the automotive industry, I could certainly see the advent and the market growth of electric vehicles. And when you start to look at the inputs that those electric vehicles need, both from the battery side and the motors that drive the car forward, the critical inputs, the seeds of technology, as the Japanese call it, they were missing. And I was the director at the time of Ucore, and I've had a career of sort of building processing plants based on best-in-kind processing, 21st century digital manufacturing, if you will, and realize, hey, the opportunity's here right now in North America as a Canadian tech company now, pivoting away from a junior mining company to a tech company, to take advantage of that mid-market, that midstream where the processing refining is needed.
So just remind us, what do you have in Alaska? Do you have a rare earth mining project, a potential project in Alaska?
Yeah, it's a resource. It's a resource. You know what? It's on U.S. soil, obviously, and it's a heavy rare earth tilt. And when you look at rare earth metals, they're light and heavy. The lights are kind of what everyone pursues, NdPr or complex names that we don't have to get into here. And then the heavies are things like dysprosium and terbium. And that heavy side is very, very much controlled by China, like 99.9% controlled by China. They get those inputs from Myanmar, which is rebel, torn, and whatnot. But we realized that the resource in Alaska, if we brought it on stream with heavy rare earth opportunity, the best we could do with our concentrate was send it to China for processing and refining. It would never make its way back to North America. So we thought, you know what? Let's take advantage. Let's get in the right place, right time, and develop that mid-market using best-in-kind, smart, 21st century digital manufacturing techniques that have always won through innovation, and that's where we are.
So tell us about this plant in Louisiana. You're teaming up potentially with the U.S. Department of Defense, but where would you get the feedstock? Where would you get the rare earth metals for that processing plant?
Yeah, so we have several opportunities for the plant, and the plant is in Alexandria, Louisiana, which is in the center of the state. So it's away from the weather patterns on the coast. It's got a very good power template. It's got a good workforce. Chemical industries are known to be quite prevalent in Louisiana, so the workforce is very strong. And the community with PLCs and other things that we need to really develop and make sure people are skilled is right there. But feedstock-wise, that's the key, right? As much as these tariff wars are going on, you can't put a tariff on the Earth's crust. And by that, I mean, there's one operating mine, rare earth mine. It's light rare earth in the U.S. It'll take some time to get further light and heavy rares on board to take care of the growth curve. So we have inputs that are coming from Brazil. They're coming from the Far East, not China, of course, because that's the foe. That's what we're up against. And Australia as well. So the three feedstocks that are being tested at our Kingston development plant right now, and they will be the ones that we launch with in Louisiana.
And you're getting money from the Pentagon here. I know it's always complicated military grants, but how much has the Department of Defense agreed to advance?
Yeah, they've done it in two phases, and really it's been grant money. So the original grant money we got was 2 years ago. It was a $5 million or $4 million U.S. program. It was run your technology, run many hours, demonstrate the efficacy of the technology. And if you get through that, then let's look at deploying it commercially in the U.S. So $18.4 million was piled on top of that in U.S. dollars as a grant to say, let's get going with the next stage. So they were so comfortable with the first stage of what we did in Kingston that deploying in Louisiana now becomes the next logical step. So that's what we're doing. We're deploying the technology that we've developed in Kingston. We're deploying it for plant number 1 in Louisiana.
And then you might down the road put one in Ontario as well?
It makes sense. Our commercial demo plant is in Kingston, Ontario. It's got a lot of good metallurgy experience in that area. We've developed the technology there to its commercial readiness. And yeah, you're looking back at the Canadian market, there's plenty of room for growth. The permanent magnets that these rare earths go into that drive everything from artificial intelligence to robotics to wind energy to renewable energy to EVs. Plenty of growth, 200% by the end of the decade. So plant number 2 back in Ontario would make sense. There are other strategic opportunities as well that we're looking at, but Ontario does make sense because we're there now with our engineering and development team.
Pat, tell us, just remind us, why would the Department of Defense be anxious to secure U.S. supplies of rare earths?
Well, you know what? It's a very geopolitical tense time right now. And by that, I mean, you hear all the tariff talks going on between China and the U.S. China controls the rare earth market. The resource side, although they control 60% of the resource and they get the rest from out of country, they actually control 90 to 95% of the refining, that mid-market, that crucial part where you get the building blocks of technology. And if you want to control the resource, you don't have to control the mines. You have to control that mid-refining and processing. That was the eureka moment for Ucore back in 2018 when we then investigated the best-in-kind technology. And so, what the U.S. is up against is, as you get into trade war, you can maybe anticipate that at the end of a trade war, oh, gee, everything will be fair and we'll get some rare earth from China. Or you take matters into your own hands and you take care of your future going forward. And that's why we have been partnered with the DoD. And you think about it, Andrew, we're a Canadian company. There was a bid that came out a few years ago to say who's got the best-in-kind technology to be able to take on this 3-decade lead that China has for refining and processing. And we, Canadian company, won the bid. And the U.S. DoD loves what we're doing. It's a great partnership, and we're moving forward in tranches. Again, first tranche $4 million, next tranche 18.4. Anticipating there might be more, but we're well on our way now to building that first stage of production in Louisiana.
I'm not sure, did we look at your stock there? It has more than doubled over the past year, UCU, and so you have no actual revenue right now, I don't think.
That's correct. The opportunity here is we have to get to revenue. And the supply chains are really an ecosystem, and we play a critical role of linking the mine to the metals and the magnets and the alloy makers downstream. We're that building block right in the middle that's needed, the difficult separating and purifying of those individual rare earth oxides. And with that, that's where the revenue comes from. So we're building partnerships that are with mining companies, with metal alloy companies, with magnet companies, with end customers that are, automotive in nature, aerospace in nature, national defense in nature, and making sure all those nodes come together to create continuous supply from one to the other. So yeah, the race to by mid-26 is to get to revenue. Absolutely.
This reminds me, remember Venice historically? They had the glass making technology and they guarded it jealously. And I think they go after you if you try to sneak it out of Venice. It's a bit like that, this material technology that everybody wants to get their hands on.
Yeah, really good analogy. And another one is the, silk.
Oh yeah,
China protected silk for like 1,000 years, right? I mean, this is a long game. You've got to change the template going forward, and the only way to do that is really to innovate, to be nimble, to be flexible, use work cell manufacturing, which I've had a lot of experience with in my automotive career. You've got to take known technology and make it that much better, and it's a long game. The U.S. is staring at this now, going, it's not just rare earth, of course. I mean, they control battery input materials, they control wind energy input materials, EV materials. 2 or 3 EVs in the world today are made in China because they control these inputs.
Yeah. Pat, thanks very much indeed. Pat Ryan, CEO of Ucore Rare